So what you want to think about how the body works is like a relay race. So the ankle, the foot will start to race, it'll run, it'll pass the baton over to the calf and the lower leg, and then it's gonna run a race and pass the baton over to the thighs, runs a race, pass over to the hips, and then towards the back. Now imagine as the foot starts to race and run, it's really slow, and it drops the baton. And now everyone else on the team has to pick up their speed in order to make up for the loss of time that the foot is losing. And the person that makes up for all of that loss of speed is the last one in the race. It's your back. So for us to get your back feeling good, what we actually have to do is not work the back, but actually aim at something much lower right here. So when your knee goes over on top of the foot needs to do two things. It needs to flatten out and then needs to arch when you push off. So what happens to your foot is that it doesn't flatten out very much. So what happens is you can't absorb force very well. And when you can't absorb force to the foot, well, something else has to absorb it, whether it's the knee, the hip, or the back. So for the foot to flatten out, a couple of things need to happen in a sequence. The heel bone needs to be able to tip over like this, and these bones need to spread out. Now, let's say for example, this bone does not tip over. Now that throws off the entire sequence of everything else is supposed to happen. So what we might do is put a wedge here and allow this bone to tip over through the mechanism of physics. And we might put a wedge over here to help these bones spread out. So what happens when all these things happen is that this shin bone will start to swivel in, and when this shin bone swivels in, it sends a chain reaction up the entire body.